Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Back to boxing. Now, Luis Ortiz said Wilder effed up. He'll run a lot and embarrass himself. That's what Luis Ortiz said, man. It's funny, man. So now Luis Ortiz basically trashes Wilder, and then after he trashes him, he's like, "Well, he's a champion, you know. He didn't become a champion by beating bums. You know, he's been there for a little bit now. He's been there. He's been the longest champion right now of all the heavyweight champions right now. So out of all the champions, he's the longest reigning one right now. And he basically said, Wilder, I'm gonna quote. This is a quote right here. All right, it says, "Wilder's not there for nothing." Ortiz said, "The critics are wrong. He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be where he's at, champ of the world, if he was a bad boxer. But I think he fucked up." So that's what Luis Ortiz said, man. It's really funny, man, that he said something like that because I'll read some more quotes for you guys. Watch. Okay. Apparently, Wilder said he'll knock out Ortiz between 1 and 3 rounds. And it said, okay, here's a quote. Wilder's not going to come out and knock anyone out in the first round or third round, Ortiz said. Wilder's going to do a lot of running. He should be careful about what he's saying to the press about knocking anybody out because he's going to do a lot of running and embarrassing himself with all that running. So, you know, that's what Ortiz said. He basically said, man, there's no way you put me to sleep in 3. There's no way you put me to sleep in 3. And that's a really good, it's sort of a good strategy from Deontay Wilder to have, get under Ortiz's skin and say, I'm going to sleep you in 3 rounds, you know, because it's going to make Luis Ortiz very hesitant in the beginning of the fight. You know, Ortiz might try to just straight counter Wilder. I could see Wilder actually just jabbing him a lot in the first couple rounds, and Luis Ortiz being too cautious of a big punch coming. In my opinion, it might not come. He might, or Wilder might just box him outside and play with him, just box him, you know, from the outside. But we know how, you know, good Luis Ortiz is boxing. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I'm pretty sure Deontay Wilder has longer reach, so it would definitely be interesting to see the dynamic between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, man. Now, basically Ortiz said in the article that basically Ortiz said, "I'm the only one to fight. That's why you fought me, because he had no other choice. You know, I'm the only relevant opponent, basically, and everyone else is trash." You know, that's what he basically said. I can quote it for you guys. This whole article is basically straight quotes. It's crazy. So he said he's taking the fight because he has no other choice and there's nobody else to fight. You know, I don't agree with that. I think he could have fought someone else. It's not as high profile, of course, but he could have fought Stavern again because this is mandatory, and you really can't complain about that because he's gonna have to fight him after this fight anyway. So it's gonna have to happen regardless. You know what I mean? So I mean, if the Stavern gets past Brazil, who's rumored to fight on the undercard of Deontay Wilder or Luis Ortiz. So, I mean, this is going to be a really good fight, man. I can't wait to see the fight. Ortiz is super confident, saying he effed up, man. He effed up. So this is going to be really exciting to see these two fighters get it on, man. Ortiz, everyone knows he's a threat. In my opinion, he should be viewed as a world champion. He's been mandatory for 5 years. I'm pretty sure he's been mandatory for the WBA for 5 years. I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, step aside money or not. That's basically world championship status right there, man. If you're number 1 mandatory for all those years, and Ortiz hasn't been inactive. He's been active, not crazy active, but he's been active. So he wasn't just holding that spot, you know, not doing anything. He was definitely staying active. So Luis Ortiz, in my opinion, he should be viewed as a WBA world champion. Everyone knows if Anthony Joshua lost the WBA title tomorrow and Ortiz fought the number 2 guy, Ortiz would be a heavy overdog. I can guarantee it. So really, Ortiz should be seen as really a world champion. This should be seen as a world champion fighting a world champion, in my opinion. I think Luis Ortiz has one of the lower WBA belts. So, I mean, you can consider it a world championship level fight, even though, you know, they got 3 rankings within the WBA, which is wild, but, you know, they're not going to change it because no sanctioning fees looking too good. So, I mean, this would be considered a unification. I'm sort of glad this fight's happening because if this fight happens, whoever wins, it'd be closer to fighting Anthony Joshua because that'll still be his mandatory whoever wins, because whoever wins is going to keep that strap. So it's like it's guaranteed that they're gonna have to fight Anthony Joshua within a year and a half at least, because that's when you have to defend that belt. So I mean that's perfect. So I'm really happy that happening, because I mean that's the one upside to having for these WBA titles. You know, they got 3 titles, but having a title underneath the title makes you the mandatory, and it makes you more legit than just being a #1 mandatory. You know, instead of just saying you're the #1 mandatory, you got a belt to say, hey, I'm the actual WBA champion mandatory. Sounds a little crazy, but yeah. So I'm really excited to see what happens next. I'm really excited for the fight, man. Trash talking. It's crazy because Luis Ortiz couldn't make the press conference. The first press conference they had, I believe, it was in New York. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But Luis Ortiz wasn't there. And, you know, Deontay Wilder just basically thrashed Luis Ortiz and said whatever he wanted to say, because I don't know why Ortiz missed it, but he did. So, I mean, hopefully they're there next time. And, you know, they talk that trash, man. I'm American, so I guess it's an American thing to say. But man, these Cubans, I'm gonna guess it, man. The first Cuban to speak English will be a superstar. If he can speak English and Spanish, he'll be a superstar, man. These Cubans are they're insanely talented. You know what I mean? You know, I wish some of these people can speak English, because I heard they're really, really witty with their comments, but we just can't get the whole, concept of it, because, you know, they don't speak English. They're speaking Spanish, and they got translated back, and it's just, it's a lot of work. You know, if Rigondeaux spoke English, I'm pretty sure he would have a bigger fan base. Same thing with all the Cuban fighters. Erislandy Lara, even Gamboa. All the Cuban superstars. You know what I mean? They need to start learning some English, man. They can't be fighting in America their whole career, 10 years plus, and they're not knowing any fucking English. I mean, I guess a lot of them defected from Cuba, so I guess that's not the case. But still, you know what I mean? It'll only benefit their career. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Maybe Luis Ortiz will have a comment, just like one sentence in English. You know what I mean? Like Canelo. I was born ready. maybe Luis Ortiz will say something like that. I was born ready. Oh my gosh. So what I mean? Triple G has like one line. He says, "What? You're a good boy. Big drama show." At least he tries to speak English. I like that. And Triple G is old. He's 35. You know what I mean? So the Cubans are. I know Rigondeaux isn't 35. I know that. I think he's younger than that. So I'm just saying they can try at least. Believe me, it'll raise the fan base. People make fun of them for like their bad English, but in the end, it'll only raise their stardom. It'll make the press conferences more exciting. It'll make their stock rise, and I would really love to see that, man. I really like to see these people talk, because their concepts and the way they box is so unique. I want to hear what they have to say about it. You know what I mean? And their style, and break fights down. Even like having Rigondeaux talking English about breaking a fight down. Maybe like how commentators, commentating a fight. Who wouldn't want Rigondeaux or Luis Ortiz breaking down a heavyweight fight or any kind of fight? That'd be crazy. I'd love to hear that. So let me know how you guys feel about Luis Ortiz and his comments against Deontay Wilder, man. Sorry I went off on a thing, but on a raid or whatever, or a little rant. But I'm just saying, it'd be more exciting. These people spoke English, way more exciting, whole different perspective. You know what I mean? Cuban fighters, they have their whole little thing going on, and each Cuban fighter fights their own style too. It's not like one universal thing. It's like diverse. So let me know how you guys feel. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire, Geoboxing Empire. Peace.